Mais j'ai dit d'abord un ami, très bien.
Yes. No, I asked you just to withdraw the comment and conclude, please.
Au niveau de l'histoire des taxations
In
financières,
terms of financial
qui est en
taxing,
excédent un
that
peu
is
dans
the
certains pays,
excess
de toute
balance
façon, on recherche
in some
de
countries
bulles à investir quelque
is
part, et
seeking
aujourd'hui,
bubbles
toute la
in which to
question
invest
de
in.
la limitation de la
And the whole
taxation,
issue of
de la
limiting
régulation des
taxation,
échanges,
the regulation
des
of
transferts de capitaux est oubliée.
transfer of capitals is left aside. Well, it's not that forgotten. It's part of the various ideas that have been put forward for the IMF. We may regret that it's not moving fast enough, but it's part of the ideas related to the IMF reform, and a great deal has been written about this, and which is not that much behind the other topics. Materially speaking, the capital flows have been developing with the very negative consequences we've seen in Turkey and others. A very last comment, a hand back there, madam, very briefly. We're almost at the end.
Amarajdi, journalist with European News Agency. I would like to come back to what Mr. Badouin said relating to the responsibility of informing citizens, the American citizens that fell victim to the subprime saga. There is a moral responsibility to inform, to provide information. So how can one implement this responsibility through the global governance that you've mentioned, outside of the media relays that really is specialized? So a few words of conclusion from Gordon, Pierre Carlo. Oui, sur ce dernier point, peut-être un peu de publicité sur l'OCDE. Nous avons un programme dans le domaine de l'éducation et l'idée, c'est de suggérer au gouvernement, et c'est évidemment au gouvernement de décider que l'éducation financière fasse partie du programme d'éducation. Et alors, lorsque on traite avec des intermédiaires financiers, eh bien, il faut être le plus transparent possible, puisqu'il y a une asymétrie d'information qui est un grave problème. Lionel, a few concluding remarks? Well, yes, a little earlier I reacted following what was said by Russia, oil-driven. There is a flexibility in the real economy that is something that has to be kept in mind. You may remember that the USSR decided on agricultural prices. It was the main importer, and it suppressed the possibilities of exporting grain because of the drought, and it was discovered that it was actually the largest cereal or grain exporter. So there was a spectacular adaptation there, and over the last 15 years there has been a tremendous impact on the world economy, this re-gearing or reorientation of the Russian economy. And coming back to what was said a little earlier, what Otmar said, I do believe that there is subjects relating to intermediate income countries that are very interesting to broach, and I do believe that they should be invited to take part in world governance. It's very important, and conferences such as this, the Marrakesh conference, remind us that this is not a simple process. If you're neither a country that you help, Morocco, for instance, receives 7 times more return on savings from Moroccans outside of the country than development aid. And at the same time, Morocco is not a country that benefits from massive investment flows, direct investment flows. Hence the importance of the savings that are returned to the country. So these are rather specific economies with their own constraints or their own difficulties as regards current account imbalances in particular. And it's for this reason that I said a little earlier that African central banks have accumulated tremendous reserves. There are solidarity and pooling mechanisms that are being implemented. And as regards the funding of these types of economy, I would say that Morocco is part of the next 11 or next 15 emerging countries, and this is a problem that is not really well understood. The OECD on the defensive, the BRIC also very active, but there are other problems, other issues that are very important, the next 11 or the next 15 of which Morocco is part. As regards the search for a punitive system or for sanctions, you said that there was a litigation system within the World Trade Organization, that settlement of disputes. Well, there's also the market. Let us not forget the market from the macroeconomic point of view. When there are major imbalances, well, the market can correct the situation, or point them out at least, or amplify them. That is a role that is played by the market. If Greece has to refinance itself on the markets, well, there's a premium that makes the refinancing almost impossible. There are commercial or trade mechanisms that are very important from the regulatory point of view. When you say that there's a European risk, I think that's a little excessive. I do not believe that it is a high-risk zone. And with all due respect to Greece, which is a wonderful country in terms of its culture and in terms of its economy as well, I would say that Greece represents 1 month's production of Germany and 10 days of the combined production of France and Germany. So there should be some mechanism to try and overcome the Greek difficulties. And I heard a French politician recently say that there is a G2. France and Germany need to be very close when they discuss the governance issues. France and Germany represent 53% of the Euroland GDP. And with all due respect to the risks at hand, I would say that these risks are not systemic risks and should be managed. Well, thank you very much, Lionel, for this additional information. I would like to congratulate you all. We have until 5:30. It's 5:32, so we've come to the end of this workshop. And I would like to congratulate you on the enthusiasm that you have showed taking part in this workshop. So thank you very much, and I would like you to applaud the three panelists for their presentations.